Right, good morning. Thank you for joining. Let's begin our session. So we were discussing about some conditional statements in the scripting. So usually similar to the programming languages, we have the conditional statements like if statement, if else, else if ladder, nested if else, nested if conditional statement and switch statement. So there are 5 conditional statements which we'll be discussing. We have seen some examples. Like in the previous session, if you go through the previous session, we understood some examples like how we are going to use some operators. Okay, so suppose like if I want to print here, I'm assigning the values, right? You can look at the script here. I'm assigning the values like 10 and 20. So how to access the value of the variable? We can access by using dollar. We can access the value of the variable by using dollar symbol, and we are accessing the value of b variable by using dollar symbol here again. So this particular statement will not sum the two numbers. So that's the reason why we are going for expr keyword. So expression which is used for evaluating the expression, expr is a keyword which is used for evaluating the expression. So this particular expression will evaluates both a and b and produces the result. So that is one thing we understood. expr is the keyword which is used for evaluating. And we have seen some operators like relational operators like greater than equal to, less than or equal to, equals to, not equals to. We will see some examples for these things also. So either like we have two different types of operators, right? Two different types of relational operators. One is numerical comparison and the other one is string comparison. Okay, let's talk when we see some examples. We will understand this thing. What is numerical comparison? What is string comparison? So these are the things that we will be using. Okay, for numerical comparison, GT, like this. For string comparison, we will be using like symbols greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, all these symbols. So we'll understand with some examples later. But let's go through some examples. You will understand. All these are the syntaxes, right? All these are the syntaxes. Like we have if statement, if else statement, else if ladder, nested if else, switch statement. All these are the statements. And along with the statement, we have some file test commands. What are these file test commands? We will also look at some examples where we will use these file test commands. There we will use the flag called -e. What is the use of this -e? So -e will verify whether the file is existing or not. Suppose if I want to write a script to see whether the given file is existing or not. If I enter a file name and if I want to see whether this file name is existing or not. So for that, I can write a script. So for checking whether the file is existing or not, I can use -e. So because of this file test command, -e, it will return true if the file is existing. Suppose if I'm searching for a file called file1, I'll enter the file1. So it will verify the file1 is existing or not. If it is existing, it returns true value. If it is existing, it returns true value. It returns true. And similarly, usually if we are searching, like we might search for a directory, we might search for a file, something like that. Suppose if you are searching for a regular file only, if you are searching for a normal file only, we use -f. Suppose if we are searching for directory, then we will use -d. Okay, it is not for searching. Like these are the test commands. They will check these test commands will check and let us know. It will returns the value. It will returns the true value so that we'll understand that the file is present or not. So we'll see some examples to understand how we use file test commands in the scripting. -d for directory, -c character special file and block special file. If you want to understand the difference between character special file and the block special file, let me show you one thing. So you can see here what is character special file. So if it represents character special file means devices that handle the data one character at a time. Suppose if I am giving input from the keyboard, okay, or any terminal. or if I'm giving any input from the terminal, or if I'm giving input by using any keyboard or something. So it represents the data will be, the data can take one character at a time. The data will be processed one character at a time. Similarly, if I am using any hard disks, USB pen drives or something, say there the data will be copied in terms of blocks. Okay. So if I'm giving input from the terminal, so usually it will reads, okay, the data will be read one character at a time. And if I'm copying the data from one disk to another disk, from external hard disk to our local machine, so usually that thing will represent the handle. They represent data in the terms of blocks. Okay, in blocks. So that's where we understand like what is a character special file and block special file. Nothing is there. So usually, if you are giving input from the terminals, usually the data will be read in terms of characters. So if we are copying data from one disk to another disk, the data will be copied in terms of blocks. Okay, there we will use these terms called character special files and block special files. Nothing is there. Okay, if it is a character file or if it is a block special file, we use, if it is a character special file, we use -C. If it is a block special file, we use -B. If I want to check whether the file has read permissions, we use -R, -R for read permissions. If the file is having write permissions or not, we use -W, execute permissions, -X, and -S. -S will check whether the file size is greater than 0 or not. The file size is greater than 0 or not. So if the file size is greater than 0, usually we can say that it will print the, usually it is meant for checking the file size. Okay. So whether the file size is 0 or greater than 0. If yes, if the file size is greater than 0, the condition will becomes true. Otherwise, it is false. Okay. These are some conditional statements. We will see some examples where we apply these things. And we also have some string test commands. Okay. We also have string test command. These are the file test commands. These are the file test commands to see whether the file is existing, to check whether the file is a regular file or directory. All these are the file test commands. We also have string test commands, meaning to check whether the string is empty or not. Okay, -n string. Okay, we can give -n string. It will check whether the string is empty or not. It returns 1 if the string is empty. It returns 1 if the string is empty. If we are checking for any, if we are checking whether any string is empty, it returns 1. If it returns 1, then the string is empty. If it returns 0, it returns 0 if the string is not empty. Then the opposite thing, -z. We also can verify by using -z option, -z syntax. -z is used to check whether the string is empty or not. Again, both are used for the same purpose. -z will return 0 if the string is, -z will return 0 if the string is empty. It returns 1 if the string is not empty. Got it right? Here you see both are vice versa. If you are using -n, it is saying that both are used for verifying whether the string is empty or not. -n returns 1. If it returns 1, it says that string is empty. If it returns 0, it doesn't mean that the string is not empty. For -z, if it returns 0, the string is empty here. If it returns 1, the string is not empty. So this is how we can test some, this is how we use some string test commands, Okay, let's look at some examples to see how actually, and this example we have seen yesterday, I think, in the previous session. What we are doing here, you know about -n option. Okay, so -n, by default, echo command will move to the, by default, once echo command is executed, the cursor will move to the next line. To avoid that, we are using this -n option. Read A. From the beginning of our sessions, we are understanding what is read. Read is a command which is used to accept the input from the user from the terminal. So it is accepting some value. Okay, if we pass it, it will store it in the variable A. Okay, it is accepting some input from that user. If we give that input from the through the terminal, it will accepts and it stores that in the variable A. And what about this one? If condition. If condition -e $A. What is this -e? This is a file test command. -e is a file test command. Just now we just looked at file test commands, right? What does this -e says? -e returns true if the file is existing. Okay, -e returns true if the file is existing. So we are just checking with this operator -e. With the help of -e, we are checking whether the file is existing or not. It is just validating. Okay. So if the file is existing, then it will print like file is exist. Otherwise, it will come out and print this statement. Okay, this particular script will accept the file and will also check the given file is existing or not. Okay, we have understood, I think. Yeah, I think these examples we have seen in the previous session. We can see one more example. So these two statements we understood earlier. What is the use of this one? Enter a number. It is just printing enter a number. And read A, it is accepting input from the user. Okay, read command will accept the input from the user through the terminal. And this conditional statement, what does this conditional statement says? So what does this conditional statement say? -GT. What is -GT? Greater than operator. This is nothing but a greater than operator. It is a relational operator. I told you relational operators are of two types. One is by using symbols, greater than symbol, less than symbol, like that. We can also use like this, -GT, -LT, like this. So this is a relational operator. -GT is a relational operator. What we are doing with this operator? So usually this brackets, right? This brackets is mainly for evaluating the expression. If I am keeping any expression inside the brackets, it doesn't mean that it will consider the entire one as a single expression. Okay. Uh, what about this one? $A -GT 0. We are just comparing. Okay, we are just comparing with the help of relational operator. The value of A is greater than 0. The value of A is greater than 0. If this condition is true, it will print A is a positive number. Otherwise, it will print this statement. We are just checking whether the value of A is greater than 0. Okay. So another example. What is this conditional statement? This is also a conditional statement. If $A double equals to $B. So double equal to is a comparison operator. So we are just comparing the left side value with the right side value. So what is left side value? 20. Right side value is again 20. So if left side value matches with the right side value, then it will print A is equal to B. Else condition, it will print not equal to B. We are just comparing two values. A value A and value B is equal. Both are same. If both are same, it will print A is equal to B. Else condition, it will print A is not equal to. Okay. And we have also understood this another example script. We can also, yeah, here we are using -GT operator for comparing the marks and all. So we are entering some mark here. Okay, it will print like student mark. Read command will accept the mark from the user. So if the mark is greater than 70, GT stands for greater than. If the mark is greater than 70, it will print distinction. Else if mark is greater than 60, it will print first class. Else if the mark is greater than 50, it will print second class. If the mark is greater than 40, it will print pass class. Okay, it will print pass class. In the else condition, it is printing fail. If all this, okay, so usually what is happening is in all these cases, in all these things, in all the scenarios, okay, if any of this thing is matching, if the mark is greater than 60, it is printing first class, greater than 50, it is printing second class, 40, it is printing pass class. It is printing, okay, if the mark is greater than 40, then it is printing. If any of these cases are matched, then it is printing pass class, otherwise it is printing fail. So we are just trying to understand like how we use GT, LT, all these relational operators. We have also understood the switch case statement. So we also use This is switch statement in the scripting, how we use switch statement in scripting. So first we are assigning a value. See, actually here directly we are assigning some value to the variable called cars. But it is not mandatory, like we can give some input. Okay, we can give some input from the terminal like read a, read cars, something. We can also use like read cars. Okay, so that it will accept the input from the user. It will take that value. It will take that whatever the value that we are providing here, right? We are just providing Mercedes. This value is storing in a variable called cars. Mercedes is the value that we are providing. This will be stored in a variable called cars. And here the next statement, it will come to the execution here. Case, what is dollar cars? It is trying to print the value of. It is trying to print the value of cars. What is the value of cars? Mercedes. Okay, case Mercedes in. In is not. In is what is this case in? Case the variable and in. So it just in this particular case statements, okay, in the particular in the below case statements, it will verify whether this value is matching with any of the case statement. So in these case statements, if it is matching with any of the element. So I suppose if the value is cars, we have in the case one, we have Mercedes. Yes, if it is matching with the Mercedes, then it will print this particular statement. If it matches with this particular, okay, if we are giving RD, okay, if we are giving RD, so it will search for RD in all these case statements. If it matches RD, then it will print this particular statement. So this is how we can use switch statements also. Switch statements. We also understood this particular scripting. This is meant for what? This is meant for to know whether the given number is even number or odd number. What is even number? No, right? Even number or not odd number. This is a small logic. N modulus operator to modulus. What did this modulus operator gives? Modulus operator will return the remainder. So this particular operation considers the remainder of this operation. What is n value here? We are providing the n value as 10. 10 modulus of 2 is 0. So here we are not taking the coefficient. N modulus of 2 modulus operator will take the remainder. So remainder will be obviously 0. 2 5 is 10. Remainder is 0. So that remainder and right side value, what is this? 0. So the remainder of this operation will be comparing. We are comparing the remainder of this operation. The remainder of this operation is comparing with this value, right side value 0. If it matches, the number is even. If it is not matches, the number is odd. Any questions so far? We're just proceeding with some other examples. Please practice, okay? I'll be sharing the document every day. Please practice so that you will be your understanding will improve and you will get some knowledge day to day. Okay, your knowledge will increase day to day. Let's see one more script. We have another script. Let's understand what is this. So whatever the lines that we have provided, right? Whatever the lines that we have provided with hash, these lines are commented one. Those will not be executed. So whatever the lines we have written with hash symbol, all these lines are commented lines. All these lines are commented lines. They won't execute. This is meant for understanding that scripting is the scripting. Okay, this is a scripting which is related to bash. Anyhow, whatever the lines that we are starting with hash symbol, these lines will not be executed. These lines will not be executed because these are commented ones. Okay, don't worry about these lines. This is just for our understanding purpose. Okay, we can write some lines commented here so that others can easily understand what is happening in the script and all. So it is a good practice while writing the script. It is up to you. Okay, it is not mandatory. So if you want others also to understand whatever the script that you are writing, it's better to have some comment lines, some lines which are commented so that the others can see and understand what is happening in the script. So what is the very first line in the script? This is the first line. This is the first line that is going to be executed. This is the first line that is going to be executed. What is this? Read hyphen P. Anybody? What is this read hyphen? So far we have seen echo hyphen N and all. What is this hyphen P? We have seen hyphen P. Hyphen P is for prompting. Okay, I can remove this one. Usually I can remove this one. You see, I'm just removing this one. You can understand now what is this read age. Read command will accept the input from the terminal. Age is the variable. Okay, before it accepts the input, it will just prompt some message. before it accepts the age, before it asks for the input, it is just prompting some message. What is your age? It is just prompting some message on the terminal. Why we are using hyphen P? Hyphen P is for prompting some message on the terminal. Before it accepts the input, it is prompting some message. What is your age? Then it is asking, and then it is asking it is asking to enter the number. Okay. So this is for prompting the message. That's it. And how we are checking? How we are checking? If hyphen Z dollar age, we know dollar symbol we are prefixing to the variable. We are just accessing the value of the variable. If age is the variable, we are giving some value to the age and we are trying to access that variable. We are trying to access that value. What is this hyphen Z? We can see here hyphen Z is a test operator. What is this hyphen Z says? Hyphen Z, so far we understood. Hyphen Z is a string. You understood, right? Let me go above. Hyphen Z. What is this hyphen Z? It will check whether the string is empty or not. Hyphen Z is a string test command. Hyphen Z is a string test command. It will verify whether the string is empty or not. It will verify whether the string is empty or not. It returns 0 if the string is empty. It returns 0 if the string is empty, and returns 1 if the string is not empty. Okay, string test command. This is a string test command. So what is the example we're looking at? Hyphen Z. Okay, wherever you see hyphen Z, try to understand that hyphen Z is a string test command. We are just verifying whether the string is empty or not. Okay, if the string is empty, okay, if this part, we are just checking whether the string is empty or not. If usually it returns 0 if the string is empty, and returns 1 if the string is not empty. We are just ensuring that the age is not empty. Okay, we are just ensuring the age is not empty. So what is the meaning of this script here? We are just entering some number. If I enter some number, okay, consider if I am entering some 30 here. If I keep 30 here, what happens? It is just verifying whether the string is empty or not. If the string is empty, if the string is not empty, it will go for this message. Okay, if this condition is true. If this condition is true, what is this condition? We are just checking the age is not empty. If the age is not empty, the condition is true, then we are going for this statement, no value provided for the age. Okay, and then we are exiting. Another condition we are writing here to ensure that age is a number. Why? Because age always should be the number. If someone enters any character, so that is not a valid one, right? That is not a valid one. So again, we are writing one more condition, like if age should not be here. You can see here, I have just explained like what is this particular condition says. $age, we have two expressions here. Left hand side, we have $age. Right hand side, you see. Consider this is a single expression, but we have two values. Left hand side, this is the one. Age is the one. Right hand side, we have this particular. What is this cap symbol, dollar symbol? Can you able to recollect why we are using dollar symbol and cap symbol? So this is the cap symbol and this is the dollar symbol. I told you that dollar symbol represents the start of the string. Cap symbol represents the start of the string. Dollar symbol represents the end of the string. Okay. These are the anchor tags actually. Cap symbol represents the start of the string. Dollar symbol represents the match of the end of the string. Represent the end of the string. So this is a regular expression. We are just trying to check whether the starting of the string and ending of the string, how it is starting, it has to start from 0 to 9. It has to start with some number, plus. What is this plus here? We also understood that plus indicates that there must be one or more digits. We understood about some regular expressions like plus star, right? Plus and star. What is this plus? Star means 0 or more. Star indicates 0 or more. Plus indicates 1 or more. There should be 1 or more. Star accepts 0 also. Star means 0, 0 to 0, 1, 2, anything, any number. Plus means 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, here plus indicates that there should be some number. There should be some number. Okay, and it should be like it should start from 0 to 9. Okay, how we are giving like the starting symbol, it indicates the starting symbol, how it has to start. This regular expression says that it has to start from 0 to 9 and there should be some number. Okay, it should start from 1 and above. Plus indicates 1 or more, 1 or above. So if there is some number, we are just comparing that one with the age. What is this equal to tilde symbol? This is the regular expression. This is the regular expression which matches, you see. The string on the left matches the regular expression on the right. If this is the string on the left is matching with the regular expression on the right. If this is the regular expression on the right, usually this is the regular expression. Okay, if it is matching with this one, okay, we are just checking whether this thing is matched or not. Age is equal to this particular expression. Okay, we are just validating whether age is a number or not. So if it is a number, that's fine. If it is not a number, it will print like expected age is to be the number. Age can only be the number. This particular condition says that, okay, this particular condition says that this not equal to is used for negation, okay? If it is checking whether this condition is not, if this condition is false, then it will print this one. If this condition is false, then it will print this particular statement. Any questions here in understanding these two things? What is this -z? -z is the string test command to make sure whether this is not empty. This particular one is not empty. Okay. So this particular variable should have some value. If it is not empty, then it will execute. Otherwise, it will print like there is no value provided for age. At the same time, it is also validating whether age is a number or not. So this is the expression we are writing. Whatever the number that user has entered, that should start from 0 to 9. Okay, we can have a single digit number or more than a single digit number. This plus indicates that we have a single digit number or we can have any number, but it should start with 1. Usually age start from 1, right? We cannot say like what is your age in the sense like we cannot say like 0. So we can say that it starts from 0. So this plus indicates that 1 or more. So this is how actually we are validating two things. So our main intention here is to understand what is this -z. Okay, -z is mainly for checking whether the length of the string is 0 or not. If the string is empty, it returns true. If the string is empty, it returns true. You can practice, okay, you can go through and you can practice so that you will understand. This is a regular expression, cap symbol 0 to 9 plus dollar. This is the regular expression. Okay, well, I've clearly explained here. This represents the anchor tag, represent the start of the string. This is the dollar symbol, which represents the match of the ending of the string. It represents the ending of the string. 0 to 9, okay, if it matches any digit between 0 and 9, plus indicates there must be one or more digits. There must be one or more digits. Okay, it can be start with 1, 11, 22, 33, any number. It should be there should be one or more digits. Okay, that's what it is saying. This particular regular expression is saying. And let's talk about some exit status codes. Exit status codes. Let me execute this particular script. How we are going. right? So let me save the file. So I'm just saving the file with this name, script21.sh something. I'm just giving this, I'm copying this entire thing. I'm running the script by using sh space, okay, 21.sh. I'm just entering the number 30 so that, second. Okay. So it is not printing actually. It is, yeah, you see here when I'm giving, when I'm giving the age as 30, so here it is accepting and storing the value in the variable called a. So it is just verifying whether no value provided for age or not. Okay. Suppose if I give something like if I'm just entering sh space string 20 script 21.sh, I'm just entering my age as a. Okay. Can you see here? I'm just entering my age as a. So it is saying that expected age to be a number. Okay. If I'm not giving any number from 0 to 9, okay, any digit number, okay, any single digit number or two digit number, it is printing like expected age to be a number. And if I'm giving like 0, sorry, we need to run the script. Okay, run the script and I'm just entering 0. So it is accepting 0 also, but we have written two conditions. Based on the two conditions, the script works. So if I am not providing any value, if I am not providing any value, suppose if I'm running the script and I'm not providing any value, see, I'm not providing any value. It's saying that no value provided for the age. And if I'm providing something like character, okay, it is saying that expected age to be a number. It is validating. Okay, we have entered the character instead of digit. It is validating and saying that expected age to be a number. Right. Okay, hyphen Z and this regular expression. Try to understand this, how we are writing regular expressions for validating few things. And we also need to understand exit status codes. Let's understand exit status codes. So usually whenever we run some commands, okay, whenever we run some scripting, whenever we run some script or whenever we run some commands, we see some status codes. Okay, we see some status codes. So let me show you. Usually, let's try to understand what is this echo dollar question mark. Echo dollar question mark. This particular command is used to print the exit status of the last executed command. So if I want to know what is the status of the last executed command, okay, the status code of the last executed command, I can know. So let me run a command. You know about PWD command. You know very well about PWD. PW stands for print working directory, current working directory. So my current working directory is /home/ec2 user. This is my current working directory. So I ran the command. I have executed the command successfully, right? Why? Because when I'm giving the command, it is printing the output also. It is printing like home ec2 user is the path. So now what I'm doing is I'm just using a command called echo dollar question mark. What is this command? This particular command is used to know. This particular command is used to know. This particular command is used to know the exit status of the last command. Okay. What is the exit code? Okay. What is the exit code of the last command that we ran? So the last command that I have run is pwd. So when I use echo dollar question mark, this particular command returns the output of the exit code of the last executed command. What is the last executed command? pwd. PWD is the last executed command. It is printed home. It is printed the current working directory path. And when I'm using this echo dollar question mark, it is saying that 0. 0 indicates the exit code 0. What is 0 here? It is nothing but the exit code. If you want to see the exit code of the last executed command, the last executed command is PWD. If I want to see the exit code of the last executed command, it is saying the 0. What is 0? We need to know about some codes, right? You can see here, I have just mentioned some codes. What is exit code? Exit code 0, success, meaning the command completed successfully. If you want to know whether the command is C, we are sometimes we don't know. Like whenever I create a file or no, something if I did, I am unable to understand like my command is executed successfully or not. That time what I can do is I can run a command called echo dollar question mark to understand what is the exit code. If the exit code is 0, I can understand that the command is executed successfully. And sometimes we also see exit code 1. Let's understand when we get exit code 1. Okay. You see here, I'm trying to copy. I'm just running the copy command. You know how to use copy command, right? You know how we use copy command. Copy, usually the source file name and the destination. I'm not giving any source and destination. Usually how we use copy command. Copy command we use like file 1, file 2. This is how we copy. Okay. This is how we copy. Anyhow, for now, we don't have any file or directory. That is fine. But if I use only CP, if I do not mention any, I'm just clearing the screen. Okay. I'm just clearing the screen to understand. I'm just using CP command. I'm not mentioning any source or destination. I'm not mentioning any source or destination. What it is asking? Okay. I'm not mentioning any source or destination. I want to know what is the exit code. What is the exit code of my last executed command? I want to know the last executed command status. It is 1. What is the exit code? I'm able to see 1. The exit code is 1. What is 1 says? What does this exit command 1 says? Exit command 1 says this is a general error or incorrect usage of the command. Most of the times it will be the incorrect usage of the command. So if you know copy command, you have to mention the source file name as well as the destination file name. I'm just using CP, but I'm not mentioning any source file name and destination file name. That's why it is returning an error. It is returning the exit code of 1. Exit code 1 says incorrect usage of the command. We are not using the command correctly. Okay, incorrect usage of the command says exit code 1. Okay, exit code 1 says the incorrect usage of the command. Suppose some other examples. Okay, let's see what is the incorrect, what does this exit code, when we will get the exit code 2. Okay, let's see when we will get the exit code 2. We know ls command, right? Ls command is used to see the list of files and all. Ls command is used to see the list of files. ls-t, ls-lt. All these are the proper commands. It will print all the files with the timestamps, all those things. But we are giving some option like ls-y. I don't know what is ls-y. Even it is not unable to understand what is -y. Okay. So it doesn't see you are giving you are passing some argument from the terminal, but it could not able to understand what is this argument. Okay. So, and when you run echo dollar symbol question mark, it is saying that exit code 2. Okay. When it will print the exit code 2. Okay. If I am passing the incorrect argument, if you are not using the command correctly, then it will give exit code 1. If you are passing any invalid arguments in the command, then it will print exit code 2. Invalid arguments -y, -x. So we don't know like what does if that argument, if it doesn't understand that argument, then it will returns the status code as 2. Exit status code as 2. Meaning we are using invalid argument. Here we are not using the command correctly. What does exit code 0 says? Exit code 0 says the command is successfully executed. Exit code 0, command executed successfully. Exit code 1, incorrect uses of the command. I told you one example, copy, source, destination. I didn't mention the source and destination. Incorrect uses of the command. If I'm missing to pass some argument, okay, if I'm missing, we know ls command, ls-t, ls-lt, all these things. Those are the valid arguments. If I'm passing ls-y, it is not understanding like what is the argument that we passed. So invalid option or an argument passed, invalid argument passed, that is called exit code 2. Let's understand what is exit code 127. Exit code 127. Can you see? PWA. Do you know we have any command like PWA? We know about PWD, but it is not understanding like what is PWA. Command itself not found. Command itself not found. There is no command called PWA. If you are trying to execute some commands which are not at all present, okay, if you are trying to execute some commands which are not at all present, then it is returning the code like you can see the exit code as 127. It is printing the exit code as 127. Got it? So finally, what I'm trying to say is, if you want to know the status of the last executed command, you can use echo dollar symbol question mark, so that you can see the exit state, the status of that particular command, whether it is executed successfully or what is happening. 127 exit code 127 says what the exit code 127 says, command not found. There is no command called PWA. I just executed PWA. There is a command called PWD, but there is no command called PWA. It is returning a status code called 127. 127 says that command not found. 127 says command not found. Like if there are any permission issues, suppose if there are any permission issues, then the exit code will be 126. For example, you see, I'm having a script called myscript.sh. Okay. I'm creating a file. Like suppose if you see here, I'm just giving ls command. I have a script called 21.sh. I can run the script by using this like this, right? Script21.sh. I'm just trying to run the script by using the script the dot slash 20 script21.sh. Usually we can run the script without permission issues. We can run the script by using sh space. But whenever you use dot slash script21.sh, usually we see permission issues. Okay. So, and now you see the exit code. Okay. Try to print what is the exit code. Echo dollar question mark. Echo dollar question mark. What does this says? Echo dollar question mark says the exit code as 126. Echo dollar question mark says the exit code is 126. What is the exit code 126? We need to understand exit code 126 is command found but not executed. But those are permission issues. Whatever the command that we are using, okay, that is fine. But there are some permission issues. That's why it is returning 126. And there are many errors from, usually the exit codes will be from 0 to 255. Exit codes are from 0 to 255. Okay. So these are the main codes that we see usually 0, 1, 2, 127, 126. There are some other errors like 128 to 255. Various errors are there. So if we get the exit code, then we used to go and search what is happening, what is exit code 129, what is exit code 130, like that. And we also have, 1 second. Okay. So there are many codes. Okay. From 128 to 255, we'll get various errors. So suppose if I get exit code 129, exit code 130, we will go and search like what is exit code 138, 130, 131, all these things. Okay. Any questions? So today we understood about the status codes, all these things. Any questions in understanding what is the status code? These are the main things. But there are many status codes. It's very hard to difficult all these things. We don't need to remember all these things, but we need to understand the most commonly see the status codes while using the scripting and all. Suppose if I get permission issues, usually we see 126. If I look at 126, then I should understand that permission issues. If I see the exit code 1, meaning that I am not using the command correctly. We need to understand all these things by running this command, okay, by looking at the exit code. Any questions in understanding all these things today?
No.
Okay, then thank you. Let's meet tomorrow. Please let me know if you are able to attend the session tomorrow. Then let's continue.
No, Abhijit, I mean, I will not be available tomorrow. I will be traveling tomorrow and after tomorrow, Sunday and Sunday.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
then.
I'll join on Monday.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.